Welcome back to the channel, our successful cooperation between Arcades Digital and Dukascoin TV. Today we're going to talk about a topic that has been capturing the imagination and the crypto money flows in recent months, and the topic is non-fungible tokens or NFTs. What is an NFT? Well, as I already said, an NFT is a non-fungible token. That means basically it's a token like we discussed already in another episode, and you can find a link in the description below. But it's not just a token, it is a non-fungible token. What does non-fungible mean? It means it has the property that it cannot be exchanged simply for another token with the same properties. What does that mean? Let me give you an example. If you have a €5 note, I give you €5 today, and I ask you to give me the money back tomorrow, it doesn't matter if you give me that exact same €5 note or a different €5 note. They're fungible, they're exchangeable, it doesn't matter. However, if I have a photo that I took on my vacation or of a significant moment, it is important that you give me back that exact same photo, because photos are, even though they are all photos, non-fungible in the sense that it is a different photo, so it's unique. It cannot be just exchanged by just any other photo. And that's the same thing with the tokens, right? So the normal tokens, if you will, are tokens that are essentially fungible, meaning, for instance, one Bitcoin token can be exchanged for another Bitcoin token or fraction thereof, whereas an NFT cannot. So I just want to also put one misconception, I think, to rest, which is a lot of times when we talk about NFTs, the association is that an NFT is a piece of digital art. So in many people's imagination, you say, oh, here's an NFT. I bought an NFT. And what you want to say with that is, I bought a piece of digital art on a crypto exchange or on a marketplace for NFTs. And today we're going to dig a little deeper and look at what NFTs really are and how they relate to art and other assets. However, art is actually a good entry into NFTs. Why? Well, first of all, art kind of started the whole NFT trend. We have seen an incredible increase in digital art coming into the market and coming into the marketplace thanks to NFTs. So in a certain way, you can say that digital art specifically actually gave NFTs really the currency or the power that they have today. But NFTs are not just for digital art. Let's have a look at what actually happened in recent months in the NFT space. If you look at the chart here, you can see that we have had an incredible increase in turnover in NFTs. So what you see on the chart here is basically the time period around 2020 until August 2021. And you can see this incredible spike that happened in August. And what happened? So of course, digital art came into the space already in 2020. It started really gaining momentum in 2021. In the spring of 2021, we had an event that happened, which was sort of seminal, I would say, in the NFT space, namely the sale of a work of art by a digital artist called Mike Winkelmann, or also known as Beeple. And this work of art, basically a composition of 5,000 actually pieces of art, little tiles that were composed together into a big piece. That piece sold for $69 million and was sold by Christie's. So in a way, this kind of marked the arrival of NFTs in the mainstream, in a certain way, if you will, of the art market. But back to this graph, where we have this incredible influx of money, of cryptocurrency into the NFT space here in August 2021. And what you can see here is the turnover in one of those marketplaces called OpenSea at around 3.5 billion in 1 month, which is more than the entire 2020 turnover combined. So what happened here was the influx of gaming assets, basically. So NFTs can also be used to represent value in games and in metaverses. For instance, it can be an asset in a game, such as an armor, a weapon, clothing, or fashion in a metaverse. Basically, any asset that you can somehow represent with a value can be represented by an NFT. And this is what happened in this last month, or in those last months in 2021 and fall 2021. And this is what we keep seeing, an incredible increase in the utility or the usage of NFTs to represent value in games and in metaverses. just to kind of summarize this development, so digital art started this trend. When I say digital art started that trend, what I mean is really NFTs representing the license to digital art start to be sold in different marketplaces that are specializing in this. And over time, those marketplaces started diversifying, some of them very openly so, like OpenSea. Others were more focused on art, like Foundation App, where more curation would take place for specific NFT drops. NFT drops would be when NFTs would be released, such as by a specific artist. Certain works would be released on one of those platforms. And what's key in this context, of course, is also the communication around it, the Twitter channels, the Clubhouse rooms, or the Discord channels that would announce such drops and get a community around those artists and works of art that would then be released on those marketplaces. So this is what happened in the beginning with digital art, and then we kind of moved into other assets, and now we have a number of marketplaces that are available for those different types of assets or types of digital goods that are represented by NFTs. So there are a couple of things to think about when selecting a marketplace or when thinking about what an NFT is used for and what do you want to do with it. So those marketplaces that we've been talking about, aren't they contradicting even a little bit the idea of a decentralized universe? We talked about crypto a couple of times and we said, okay, well, decentralization is one of those key features of crypto. However, a marketplace like OpenSea or others are highly centralized. So you are actually trading a little bit here, and you have a trade-off between liquidity and availability and convenience on one side and decentralization on the other. So these two sides don't really match up yet. So we always have to think about what do we want to do with this and what are the trade-offs that we are talking about. So beyond gaming assets, art, digital assets in general, what can NFTs also be used for? Well, in fact, an NFT can carry a contract to pretty much anything. It can be an ownership contract, a licensing contract, or any other contractual arrangement that you would like to have. And remember, NFTs are entries on a distributed ledger, and this really makes them quite universally applicable. In fact, Swiss law allows explicitly since February this year for the application of NFTs, or for the usage of NFTs as such replacements for paper contracts. So digital ledger technology is explicitly one of the channels in which you can actually represent rights in terms of a contract, like a licensing contract or an ownership or a right to delivery contract in the Swiss legislation. And this is something that makes Switzerland quite unique in this area and has catapulted Switzerland as one of the nations or jurisdictions where NFTs and crypto projects that look for legal certainty are actually located. So in a sense, next to the general fungible tokens, NFTs are kind of the workhorses of the crypto economy, be it the metaverse, be it art, be it other types of assets in the crypto economy or in a rapidly developing economies that are going into the direction of utilizing crypto technology or DLT technologies to actually lower the cost of trust and make things more efficient. Most of the assets that we are representing with NFTs are built on Ethereum. So NFTs a lot of times are built on the Ethereum blockchain. At least that's how it started. But of course, now we have also other blockchains that allow for the creation of NFTs, NFT marketplaces, and whole ecosystems are built on different types of blockchain. The most important difference here may be the difference between proof of stake and proof of work blockchains. The proof of stake ones being much more environmentally friendly and also having lower gas fees for the same reason. So one of this year's hottest investment trends really is to seek out those NFT, metaverse, and blockchain ecosystems and investing both into the actual NFTs that are being produced, like lands or land claims in metaverses or gaming assets. so the actual NFTs, by purchasing them and then having them, watch them multiply in value if the ecosystem actually is being adopted by the community, or then the native tokens of those ecosystems. And we talked about what native tokens are in a different episode. So these are sort of the really hot investment trends right now, actually, and it's very sensible to have a look at what's going on in this space. And it's not uncommon to have multiplications of 2 times, 5x, 10x, or even 100x for certain assets. So it's a good and really interesting way to look at what's going on in this space right now. In summary, the field has developed at a mind-bending speed. Lots of stuff has happened, and even since the last episode, incredible things have happened in this space, in the NFT space. And we're seeing this in our practice every day. We're evolving with that. And in our next episode, we're going to speak about the metaverse, the metaverses, and play-to-earn games, which are closely related to what we talked about today. So see you there.